YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today, guys, we are gonna talk about our last deck with the Gold Pride, and that is with the Scareclaws. I would be honest with you, I really thought that this build was a total dumpster fire, but shockingly, it works perfectly fine. It garnered me some of the wins, though, or most of the wins. But did I lose most of my games testing this deck out? Yes, I did. I used all of my brain cells just to make this deck, and this is what I came out. So this has the right ratios for Scareclaws and Gold Pride. Now, overall, you will have a ton of interruptions just with the copy of Twin Saw, with a copy of Start Your Engines, plus reduction from the Rhycophobia's minus attack and defense, plus the Tryhard sending or placing all of your opponent's monsters to defense as well. So that's still pretty good, and Tryhard is unaffected by defense position monsters. And also, in this build, we are running 2 copies of Scareclaw Arrival because Arrival is not only a monster reborn for your build, but it is also a protection for your Scareclaw Link monsters. For your hand traps, of course, we are not running any Imperm here because we are going to favor mostly Drool and Lockbird, because Drool and Lockbird with the new meta nowadays, with the new super heavy samurais, is pretty insane. So having a copy of Drool and Lockbird is kind of necessary. Now, we are running the same number of Gold Pride monsters as what we had with our Punk deck. So basically, the 2 copies of Captain Carry, 1 copy of Rollerballer, and 1 copy of Nitro Head. Nitro Head is kind of like a really good level 8 that you can summon to the field, which you can summon a token to your opponent's side of the field. Now, that token against a Kashtira deck is kind of lethal because they cannot summon their Kashtira monsters if you have a monster in their field. So, we're only running 2 copies of Better Luck. Next time, you can run the 3rd copy of this, but I do prefer just running with 2 because you can just search that one out with a copy of your Chariot Carry on the field. I think that's basically it. We're running also a copy of Visa Starfrost because, not to mention, we are running a Rykart monster, and we can just summon the Vicious Astral out to the field as a jump scare for your opponent. The copy of Fortune Tune into a copy of Downard into a copy of Zeus makes Zeus really fat. This deck is really insane to use. Don't take my word for it. I'll show you some replays with the deck. And yeah, let's go to the replays, and I'll see you guys in the outro. Alright guys, so here we are with our first game, and we're dealing with branded Despia here, one of the most dangerous archetypes to deal with. But yeah, we're going first, and we have a really good hand with 1 Maxi, 1 Astra, 1 Acro, and 1 Fenrir, plus a Scareclaw Arrival. So this might be really good for us since we have a starter for our game. So we go for Fenrir first, get a copy of Scareclaw Kashtira. We normal summon Acro, spell summon the Astra, and we go into immediately our Chariot Carry. The reason for this is you can just use the Scareclaw Arrival to spell summon a Scareclaw monster from the graveyard so that we can link off. But we got a copy of our Gold Pride Better Luck next time, and spell summon a copy of Captain Carry. The reason we did not dump a card because our life points was still intact on our 8,000 life points. So at this point, we go for Arrival, spell summon a copy of Astra to the field, and link off into a copy of Lightheart, gaining access to the field spell. So take note for this, downside for this deck is Maxi and a copy of Nibiru. So, but yeah, Rhycophobia, get a copy of Rykart. Rykart will be spell summoned to the field, gaining access to the Twin Saw for an interaction or an interruption, and drawing 1 card for a Drool and Lockbird. So that's really good hand. Summon the Tryhard to the field. Now, this is a minor misplay on my part because I should have gone with a copy of Captain Curry plus the other 2 monsters on the field rather than the Chariot Carry. The Chariot Carry should have got us another draw from the Better Luck next time, plus we can just return it to the extra deck for another rank 3 summon in the future. But yeah, it was a minor misplay on my part, but nevertheless, we have a really good board with 1 Maxi, Drool and Lockbird, Better Luck next time, and a copy of Twin Saw, plus the Fenrir, of course. So in our opponent's draw phase, we dump a copy of Maxi. He will ash that one, so not really that bad, but at least we're down with 4 cards or 5 cards in his hand. But once I knew that it was branded, so it was a little bit scary. So he's gonna dump a copy of Retribution here, drawing 1 card. He's gonna normal summon the Albaz here. Whatever he targets on the field, other than my Tryhard, it's very crucial that I want to stop that one because most of the monsters here are really important for me. So might as well gonna go for Start Your Engines, popping the Fallen of the Albaz, and then spell summoning a copy of Leon to the field. So Leon with another level 3 will allow me to garner a Sinker Summon. And then we'll use the effect of Leon's Spiritual Summon to go or get a hold of our Chariot Carry from our graveyard to the field. So with that, that is our Starly onto the field, and our Chariot carry will follow up. There we go. So the reason for that is I need another monster on the board in case all of our monsters or all of our interactions will be destroyed. So at least we have a 2/7 body that he needs to like overcome. But anyways, he's gonna summon Albion from the Branded Fusion and then use the effect to spell summon his Mirror Jade to the field. So there we go. A Lobelion to the field, dumping a copy of Aliber. I was trying to banish a copy of Albion here, but he has Mercuria on hand, so that was really a bummer. I should have gone with Starleon first, but yeah. Use the effect of Mirror Jade's effect, banish my Starleon, and that really basically allowed me to use my Twin Saw. So a lot of misplay with this gameplay, but yeah, you can't blame me. It's really a hard game against Branded Despia. But yeah, he's gonna summon Aliber to the field, and then Mirror Jade will follow up at the end turn with its lingering effect. And by the end turn, I'll save my Tri-Heart, then Arrival will go through as well. And he's in his turn. So during my turn, draw phase, he used the effect of Banishment, spell summon his Mirror Jade to the field, and then use my Tri-Heart plus his Aliber to spell summon another formidable card, which is Masquerade. The Masquerade against the Gold Pride deck is very dangerous because Gold Pride takes up more life points. Plus the effect of Mirror Jade is very crucial. So, spell summon the Kashtira on the field because I need a third monster which is on defense to destroy the Mirror Jade. So I need to sacrifice my Scareclaw Kashtira, popping the Mirror Jade. He'll eventually use the effect of Mirror Jade here. And there we go, banishing my Scareclaw Kashtira. And now I'm free to move. Normal summoning the Belone, get a copy of, or spell summon a copy of Lightheart to the field, gaining access to our Rhycophobia. Getting one card. Now this is another misplay on my part. I special summoned Rhycophobia into attack position instead of defense. So I should have gone with another draw after the Scareclaw arrival. But needless to say, it's still perfectly fine because my point here is just to summon the Tri-Heart to the field and gaining access to the Belone and the Acro, which allows me to attack twice and do piercing damage. So that's it. Or Astra, I mean, not the Acro. The Acro is the increase the damage. But yeah, go for that damage. So we dealt a ton of damage here. So we end our turn. Our guy is gonna get a copy of Branded in red from the Albion. Now I think he has already 2 Albions in the graveyard. So I think we are somewhat okay at this point on. He summoned also Masquerade to the field. And luckily on his draw, he got a copy of Aliber, which allowed him to gain a copy of Branded Lost. You use the effect of Branded Lost and then use the effect of Branded in red. Special summoning the Chimera to the field, which is not half bad in my part because he cannot target my Tri-Heart because his monster is going to be on defense. Plus, I already have an arrival in the graveyard in case he's going to pop my card. So his only choice here is going to go for my level 3 monsters plus the field spell. So there you go, popping that. He'll go for Fusion Deployment, spell summoning the Cartesia to the field, and then Cartesia will use its effect, special summoning the Grand Ganul to the field. And he can't do anything else afterwards. So the only thing he can do here is, and that's it. Basically, we're good for lethal. Drawing the last card, use the effect of Tri-Heart, spell summon the Astra to the field, gaining access to the Acro, which increases our attack for every defense position monster. And he's gonna summon Lulu Lilith. It's not really a big issue here because we can do piercing. And yeah, 3 attacks during that turn. So that is game number 1, very sweaty, and yeah, let's go for game number 2. Alright, for game number 2, guys, we have 1 Drilling Lockbird, 1 Maxi, 1 Scareclaw Belone, and 2 copies of Rhycophobia. We're going up against a variant for Punk, which he uses Zombie plus Branded. Very interesting build, but he's gonna go for Z. I mean, first, on the field, I will hold into Maxi until he uses a monster that can spell summon. He's gonna go for Foxy Tune here. Now we dump a copy of Maxi. Now we need a little bit more draw here, and then we drop a copy of Drilling Lockbird because we don't want him to gain more access to a card. So go for a copy of Jam Dragon Drive here, and luckily we got a copy of Visa Starfrost here. And then he's gonna summon a level 3 from the graveyard from the Deer Note, and gaining a level 3 to his hand, which I think he got a copy of Tracker here, if I'm not mistaken. If this was the game. So there we go. Since we already got the cards that we need, all we need to do is dump a copy of Drill and Lockbird, and the only choice he's gonna do here is going for a copy of Psychic and Punisher, which is a really bad tower on our part. Regardless, we can still manage. Since we had a ton of monsters on hand, we go for a copy of Rycophobia, getting a copy of Scareclaw Kashtira. Spell summon our monsters to the field, go for Rykart, gaining access to a rival, but we got Imperm, so it's not really a big deal. I really wanted to do it here is just summon the 4 monsters here, so that we can go into a copy of Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. So with that, we have a 3k body on the field that is untargeted, I would say. And then spell summon a copy of Scareclaw Kashtira. Attack for 3k and attack for 2600. So he's down to his last life points. I was trying to remove a copy of Underworld Goddess here, but I forgot the effect of Visa Sarcos that it cannot target a monster with the same type or attribute. So I did not also know that Underworld Goddess is a light monster. I really thought that this was a dark. And this is one of my favorite pink monsters, so duh. But anyways, a minor setback on my part, regardless. But our guy drew into a copy of Brand Diffusion, so I was a little bit scared. So he was gonna summon a copy of Lebellion to the field and then use the effect of Lebellion to special summon Mirror Jade to the field. Now, since Underworld Goddess is unaffected by cards, then I'm really good. But this guy, for some reason, just rams his Mirror Jade into my Underworld. So I think that solves his problem. I think so. Regardless, during our turn, since we got 1 copy of Rykart, that's our only game plan there. And I'm worried about the back row, but in the end, I think it was just E-Tally, so it wasn't really a big deal, but that was a big deal. The backseat was a really big deal. So Rykart will get a copy of Arrival here. And the reason, yeah, like I said, Arrival is really important. That's why I wanted to have 2 copies of it in the deck. Go for Lightheart from the Rykart and gaining access to the Rycophobia. Rycophobia will be activated, gaining access to another Scareclaw monster. Special summon the Astra to the field, go for the Arrival. Special summon our copy of Acro here. And then we pop the back row, he will trigger the back row, and we knew it was E-Tally, and then I said, we can go for game. And he used the effect of E-Tally here, special summoning the Ziamin, which all I need to do is just summon a copy of Belone and basically end the game here. And there we go. So attack for piercing damage into Ziamin. So that is the game. Let's go for game number 3 and the last game. Alright, ladies and gents, and here is the last game. We have 1 copy of Drill and Lockbird, 1 Fenrir, 1 Arrival, 1 Better Luck Next Time, and a copy of Start Your Engine. So this is a really good hand by far. So at this point, since we don't have any starter for our Scareclaw monster, all we need to do is just get a hold of a copy of Scareclaw, Kashtira from our Fenrir. And since we don't have another Scareclaw name, we can just banish the Arrival. Not the best of choice, but we had that's our only choice, to be honest. And then getting access to the Nitro Head from the Better Luck Next Time. You might be thinking, why should I go for that rather than going for a copy of Captain Carey? I can do that also so that I can synchro summon during my opponent's turn. But Nitro Head is basically important as well because it can just special summon a token to the field, which disrupts any Kashtira play, if ever that would happen. But going for Lightheart, I was Ash Blossom, so that is one of the big deal as well. Regardless, we still have like 1 interruption plus a Drill and Lockbird if ever he keeps on getting more cards. And when I saw what deck this guy is playing, I just got spooked because basically this deck doesn't really search that much. And if you maxi them, he can only like spell someone like once or twice in a turn. So this is really crazy on my part. So spell summon using the Start Your Engines, Leon to the field. He will go for Birth, getting a copy of the Rykart, the Rice Heart, I mean, and then ramming it into my Leon. Which in terms, it's still okay. During my turn, I'll use the effect of Visa Starfrost, pop my copy of the Lightheart here. There we go. And then go for a copy of Scareclaw Lightheart, gaining access to the Rycophobia, and this is my last copy for the Lightheart, so this is really important for me. Going for a copy of Rykart here. Now, I should have gone with attack position, but it still won't like be enough because I still lack one more monster. And that's why I got a copy of Arrival here, which in terms was a really big no-no, because once I summoned the Scareclaw Kashtira, I got Nibiru. So very, very dangerous here at this point on. So you summon this Nibiru to the field, I go for a token, and then just banish my 2 monsters from the graveyard, the Visa Star Frost plus the right card, gaining access to the Astrolaud and dealing 4,500 of damage. Now, the downside for this is he has lower life points than me, so my Gold Pride cards won't take any additional effects, so that's one dangerous thing. In his turn, he got a copy of Zerziel, getting a copy of Retribution, and then using the Unleash, sending the Beatrice to the graveyard plus the Gorgon, gaining access also to the Selene. Gorgon will banish itself, sending the Selene to the graveyard, adding a copy of Awakening, and then Selene will use its effect to be set in the field. So with that, he still has to spell summon the Beatrice to the field, and I forgot what he summoned here. He went into the copy of the Divisor King here for a really good interruption. So if ever my monster will use its effect, he can just attach that monster to the Divisor King. So Selene is gonna be activated, popping my copy of Astrolaud here. So that's one downside on his part as well, because my Tryhard can just pierce. But regardless, I was worried about the trap card, but I just read it's just a spell and trap card negate, so it's not half bad. So go for Belon, and then going for a copy of Rycophobia, and then spell something the last copy of Astra here, going for a copy of Fortune Tune, attacking the Divisor King, going for the Downward Magician, and then going for Zeus for a 4 material Zeus. Really insane. Really like this type of build for the deck, but it actually helped us a lot, because with this we can wipe the board. His trap card is useless at this point. He's trying to use the effect of Divisor King, but we have the effect of Arsenal Zeus here for a 4 material, and that basically ended my turn. And then on his draw phase, he got a copy of Unicorn here, which was not enough. Once he got a copy of Theosis, he realized he can just spell summon the monster in defense, which is the Fenrir, and I can't activate any monster effects. So basically, this is game. So there we go. You know, the bad part there is he summoned his Zerziel in attack. Regardless, that is the game for you guys, and hope you enjoy this replay. Hope you enjoy this kind of content. And what are your thoughts with the Scareclaw and the Gold Pride? I will be tackling another deck hopefully tomorrow. But yeah, we still have to tackle the new dinos and the Nimlaria archetype. But anyways, that is it for today. Keep safe, good luck. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.